this episode of Barn Find Hunter, we're not in the usual states we have had episodes in before. We're not even in the lower 48. We're in Fairbanks, Alaska. And instead of bringing the Woody up here, which would have been complicated and expensive, a friend of mine loaned me his 1966 Shelby GT 350. And he felt good about loaning it to me because it's already got some scrapes and dents and nicks, little stone chips. So he said, feel comfortable with driving it wherever you want to go, looking for old cars. And as you know, having an old car when you're looking for an old car is the best thing you can have as an icebreaker. So let's go take a ride. So this is my new best friend, Al. And he just told me an amazing story about this cab, which sounds like unbelievable. So tell me about it.
Okay, so the deal is, down somewhere in the Tok, Alaska area, a guy needed a cab for a truck back in the 50s. He ordered it from the Ford dealer who had it shipped from Ford to here, and then it never got put on. It sat in the woods down there until about probably 6 years ago. If you look at the odometer, it's got like, it would have been 9/10 of a mile.
But
yeah.
Boy, that close is pretty solid.
Yeah.
So you bought this new, how old were you?
Let's see, 68, I was 21.
It's a
G15 CS, it's a 750/20.
5,900 miles.
Not many.
This hasn't been running a couple of years, but probably with a little shot of gasoline.
Yeah. Top it off with oil because it's a typical English bike. It leaks
with
oil.
a pan underneath.
Yes.
So Al, who we met earlier, and we saw over his house, you know, an old Ford cab from a pickup truck that was virtually NOS. He's going to come over here because he's going to help the widow of the man who passed away identify these cars and parts. And we said, can we tag along? He said, sure. Guessing these are all similar vintage, like 71, 72, that one, this one, and the one in the garage. Probably a 65 or 64 and a half. You know, so it was an automatic. And here's a brand new floor pan. You can see Mustangs Unlimited. So where did that floor plan, where was it intended to go? Inside this car, inside one of the other cars? I don't know. It seems to be complete from here back. It would not be an easy restoration, I'm sure. Okay, so we have another early 66, I guess. This had a manual gearbox in it because it's got a clutch pedal and it registers 73,000 miles. It has got a blue dashboard. Oh, so here we go. It's got white door panels, a blue dashboard, a purple door panel, and a primer red body. This is like a paint sample mobile, and it looks obviously rougher than that car. You can see these fenders here. That would need a quarter panel. No engine in it now, but it was also a V8. It's got 5 lug rims. Oh, here's another color, yellow. So that's obviously probably just a parts car, unless you wanted to make a race car out of it or something. So here we have a newer one. Looks like about a 71 or 72. The keys are in the ignition. Hang on. Darn. Automatic. It's got a spongy wheel, 84,000 miles, but this is not a good sign right here. When you see vegetation coming up, growing in the car, that means there's holes in the floor, allowing daylight and sunshine and rain to go down there. So that's not a good idea. If you wanted to restore an old Mustang, you could start one. It looks complete. The body looks solid. I don't know. I'm told that in Alaska, they don't use salt on the roads. So cars here live in a fairly dry climate. So this might be a solid car with the exception of the floor pan, which there is a floor pan lying over on the ground there. Maybe it was for this car. Okay, that's got a big block in it. That ain't a small block Ford. It could be a 390, I guess. It could be a 460. I don't know. It's got those big old valve covers on there. It has a high-rise intake manifold. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't have a high-rise intake manifold. It's a cast iron manifold with a Holley carburetor. High-capacity ignition. Well, somebody's going to be watching this program and scold me for not identifying the engine correctly.
Right.
You know, sorry. Okay, well, that's the car's outside. So it looks like we have another Mach 1 here. It's in the garage. Obviously, Ray cared about this car a lot because it's the only one inside his garage. This is a 71 Mustang Mach 1, and it's a rare combination of options. 429 Ram Air car with a factory 4-speed, factory air conditioning, and a number of other unusual accessory codes like a lighting package and things like that. So that's a rare beast. It looks to be solid. I'm told it probably did not come from Alaska. It looks straight as an arrow, I gotta tell you that. I don't see any waves in the body, although I'm having a hard time getting around it. But if I tapped it here and there, it sounded like tin back in the quarter pounds. And I'm finding parts to it here and there. Here's the dash cover. Here's the dashboard. I see a 4-speed transmission on the floor. So somewhere, this might be the engine. There's an engine on a stand here. 71 429 Mustang. There's the motor. That's the Boss 429 Ram. And look at the size of those intake ports. I mean, can you bring that camera down here? I mean, you could slide an egg in there. Just unbelievable. Can you see that? Look at the size of that intake port. So this is a pump. I mean, an engine is a pump. You're pumping in air with some gas, and you're pumping out air with some exhaust. And it's got huge cylinders, huge ports. This engine's a cranker. This would be a great car. This would be a fun car to own and burn rubber with. And I'll remind you that everything here is for sale. The family would like to get rid of this stuff, except for the black car. You know, okay, I just heard this was a factory 4-speed. This got an automatic brake pedal down here. So this car was not a factory 4-speed, although I do see the air conditioning system. So it was a factory AC car. These are the interior panels. Oh, look at there. Okay, here's the air cleaner. So there's proof that it was a 429 car. 429 Cobra Jet. That's a rare baby. I just questioned Al, who was a friend of Ray's, and I said, Al, this is not a 4-speed car, it's an automatic. He said, well, we have the Marti Report on the car, and the Marti Report says that this VIN was a 4-speed car. So somebody had converted it to an automatic, which is what he says. So they're going to try to find that Marti Report, and we'll know for sure what this car came out of the factory with. Perfect. Is this the Marti Report? Well, let's take a look what it is. Cool, super. Okay, so here we go. Thank you for. So this was a letter mailed in 2000 to somebody named Mr. Zaki, Matthew Zaki in Van Nuys, and it gives a specification on this car. So first of all, that's a 72, not a 71. Manufactured in Dearborn as a 2-door Mach 1 with a 429 cubic inch, 8-cylinder, 4-valve Ram Air. And here's the specifications that the car came with. It was interesting. It's a 72 that was produced in December of 70. So this car was an early 72 that probably sat around for a little while. So a bright blue metallic, knit interior, 4-speed manual transmission, close ratio. So this car did have a 4-speed at one time. Locking rear axle, traction tires, convenience group, power steering, tilt wheel, rear seat sport deck, whatever that is, power disc brakes, manual air conditioning, AM, FM, multiplex, console, all around tinted glass, power side windows, tachometer. This is fun. I mean, when I go hunting for cars or when I buy cars, I mean, searching through documentation is almost as much fun as finding the car. And I'll tell you what else is fun, looking under the back seat for loose change. You know, you buy a car for X amount of dollars and then you find $4 back. Well, suddenly the car costs $4 less. Kevin Marti, who puts out the Marti Reports, goes through Ford factory files, which he inherited, and breaks down and he documents how authentic a car is. So here is the car, serial number 1F05 J145847, built in 1971, which contradicts the other piece of paper we saw. Built in December 1970, sports roof, which is a fastback, light blue metallic, blue Corinthian vinyl bucket seats, 325 rear, traction lock, 4-speed, and sold through Newark. I guess that's Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, right there. Durand Ford in Union, New Jersey sold that car. So what he does is breaks down how many cars. Okay, 4,017 cars were with that paint code, the blue. 1,762 of those cars had a paint and trim code level the same. 556 had that engine transmission code. 1,349 ordered from this DSO. I don't know what that is. And 1,592 had power side windows. So this is one of 556 that had that engine and transmission in the car. So the car was scheduled for build on the 1st of December 1970, actually built on the 7th of December, released on the 8th of December, sold on the 18th of December. You can see how fast this car just came in and went. Tachometer, power side windows, AM, FM car. This is a loaded car. I can see why it would be desirable. And there's all sorts of good documentation here, but I think we've seen that this car did actually come with a 4-speed, and the automatic was put in there at some point during its life. Well, this is the fun part. You find something like this in the garage, and you imagine what could it be worth. So I'm here on the Haggerty Valuation Guide, and let's see what it says. For a number 4 fair condition car, a car with these options, but with the lower horsepower motor, not the 375 horsepower, but the 370 horsepower. A number 4 value will go for $27,400. For a good condition, average number 3 would be $39,000, and for an excellent condition, $65 grand. That's if it looked nice, shiny paint, good chrome, engine ran perfectly. And then if it were in concours condition, which is really better than new. I mean, that's when you take a white glove and can't find any grease anywhere. It's just perfect condition. $80,500. So it's kind of fun to imagine, a car like this starting the way it looks. Could it be a concours car? Yeah, it certainly could. What you have to do is appraise the value of it. What can you buy it for? What's it going to cost to restore it in terms of parts and labor? Can you do it yourself? Do you have to pay $100 an hour to have it done? If you're paying somebody to have it done, you might be upside down in a car like this. If you could do a lot of the work yourself, sub out what you can't do, such as bodywork and paint, and do the rest yourself, you could probably come out okay on a car like this and get it to at least excellent condition, if not concours. So I'm here with Tracy McLeod, whose husband restored Mustangs and who passed away recently, and so she doesn't need these Mustangs, so they're all going to be for sale. This is the one that your friend Al and your daughter both refer to as the big car, the big motor and stuff. Tell me about how you got to own this car.
Well, my husband, his friend Matt Zaki, who lives in California, it was his car originally, and apparently for years he'd been trying to get Matt to sell it to him because he really loved Mustangs. As you can tell, there's a lot of them around the yard, and he's had them since he was in high school, and it was just his fascination and love of life was Mustangs. In fact, he used to tell his mom, she's not going to have grandchildren. She's got, her grandchild has 4 wheels. So, I mean, that's just the way he was. He liked Mustangs.
Well, it's a great car, and we looked it up, and in restored condition, it's worth a lot of money. So it's he went after the right car. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for
Thank you.
entertaining
Thanks
us for a little while.
Thank you for coming over and checking out his cars.
Thank you. Thank
Hopefully
you.
somebody will love him like he did. That's my hope.
Yep. Thank you.